following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. Welcome back to another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. I'm with the co-host, TJ Majors, and it's Post-Daytona. Are you recharged and ready to go to Atlanta?
Oh, man, not quite yet. I don't know. Daytona's a long week still.
I know, man. I'm so wore out.
I am too.
This is my second Red Bull. So, we have a lot to cover. But first, got to tell you, this episode is presented by Arby's and Arby's new Meat in 3 box. You get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats. Everybody got to see the new Arby's commercial we did with Justin Allgaier.
That was good.
Oh, man. We nailed it. So pretty happy about that. Way to kick off the great relationship we have now with Arby's.
The unveiling at Daytona, too.
Yeah, unveiled the car. We have the Meat in 3 box on the table right there, TJ. You get quite a deal when you get one of those, $7.99. So everybody loves a good deal. But and I'm gonna tell you, I gotta tell one of my favorite. So when we were at the shoot, doing the Arby's shoot, I got hungry. Right?
I was going to ask you if you ate.
I'm gonna order from we're in Arby's. I'm like,
why not?
The Arby's was closed for the recording of this shoot, but I was like, there were people there, working, but they weren't serving the public. And I was like, hey, can y'all make they're like, yeah, we'll make you anything you want. And so they have a buffalo chicken slider. And man, is it good. I had no idea.
Really?
I'm a sucker for anything buffalo.
That's your
It's
weakness.
not what I was expecting.
Oh, man. It is good. So, I'm just saying. It's a little, gonna need some napkins, but that's the best part. That's the best thing about buffalo, when they just
Too much
soak
sauce.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
It's easy to underdo it.
yeah, if it's buffalo, if it's called buffalo, like buffalo wings, and they're not just soaking wet, if it's kind of dry, you're like, what the hell, man? This ain't
For sure.
This ain't getting it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But anyways, all right, let's get into it. Justin Allgaier gets the 40 car out on the racetrack and got to the lead during the race. Sure, a lot of people were anxious to hear our comments on just how that ended and what all went down in the wreck and all that. But I just got to say out of the gate, before we get to that, we, went down there last year. We struggled with speed, didn't qualify well. Justin did a good job to get us into the race, and then we got lucky and dodged all the damage and crazy stuff at the end of the race and got a top 10, but didn't have a car that was all that effective, and we went, all as we were building this car, we were, man, this car is better. It's going to do better. We got more power, and hearing all these things. And that's the optimism in the company at Hendrick, as far as building engines and so forth. We've been told the same thing about our Xfinity stuff this year, that we've gained a lot of power over the off season. So we're anxious to get to the racetrack and beyond Daytona to really learn where we're at. But we get to the racetrack, and yes, car qualified better, had better speed. And, Greg Ives and the team, they were pretty optimistic. Greg's so hard on himself. We qualify, 14th, which I would have been thrilled with. And he was so mad that we didn't make the top 10. But he's like, I should have done X. I should have done X and Y, and we would have done this, and we would have done that. I'm like, we're fine. We're good. We're happy. But race starts. So before the race, actually, I'm standing with Jeff Gordon and Rick Hendrick. And I said, y'all, I was like, this fuel saving stuff, I don't like it. I don't like watching it. I don't like, I sat on the pit box during the duel, and I can sit on the pit box on the duel, and we can go to the throttle trace for any driver. I can watch 3 drivers at a time and what they're doing with their throttle. Anyone in the field, I can change it, and I can look at anybody. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching them all run 40, 50, 60% throttle, just sitting there holding their throttles right around 40, 50, 60% during the duel. I swear, man, I fell asleep. I mean, I was literally, our car's in the race, racing on the track, and I'm about to fall asleep. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating this at all. I was like, how in the hell am I this damn bored. But we got before the pre-race or during the pre-race, I went to Rick and Jeff and I said, y'all, I was like, I know that all of the big teams that are going to run every single week, all these teams that are here today, feel like they know exactly how they have to run this race to win. We're a team that's here for this race only. We don't have a sponsor for next week. We don't have a car. We don't have a race. We're not going beyond this. I was like, why can't we go out there and run hard and say, the hell with, saving the fuel. Let's just take our chances, take our risks that the cautions will fall in such a way that it'll benefit us and save us when we're running short on gas and have to come down pit road early. I was like, us riding around in 25th all day long, hoping that we're doing everything right to try to put ourselves in a good place to win, and then we don't win. I mean, I don't want to be non-existent. I don't want to be like, I don't want to, I don't want to disappear when the race starts and not anyone ever see us. I was like, in our situation with our car and our partners and our one-off race, we need to mash the gas and go to the front and lead laps. And that might be our only opportunity to really show everybody we were there. Right. And that's what we did.
Yeah, for sure.
The car looked great, but really the only reason the car was great. The car was a really good, competitive, fast car. No kidding. But it looked so good because we weren't saving as much. A lot of guys a lot of guys were still running 60% throttle throughout the entire first two stages.
I said save fuel, save more than I wanted to.
Yeah. And so we were trying to save. We weren't trying to we weren't just like on the mat all the time. He was in certain situations unable to make passes, boxed in or whatever, and he would save in those moments. And then, eventually we would find our way into, the lead or the front of one of the, the lines in the draft. And man, that was exciting. Right before the wreck, we had gotten the lead probably 10 or 20 minutes before that. And I was watching his throttle trace, and he hadn't had a chance to really understand what he would do when he was in that situation with the throttle. And he gets in the lead and kind of got pushed out there pretty far, and they come running back up to him. Caution come out, and we were talking. I was like, man, it's awesome. Finally be in the lead and get that thing up there. It looked great. And I was like, they played some of that on the television because I could see the words on the screen. But what they didn't play was we had a conversation around the throttle and how much throttle he needed to use while leading. He thought that as he was in the lead with all the drag on the car, which it has a ton of drag, he would need to use more throttle, and he was hard in the gas while out front. And I said, man, when you get the lead, you can really come back off the gas back to 40 or 50%, 60%, and let those guys, let that energy from the pack behind you kind of push you forward like the beach ball effect I always talked about. I was like, you don't have to be as aggressive on the throttle. You kind of got out too far. And he's like, yep, got you. And, we get back racing again, and we get back to the front and got back in the lead, and we got pushed out too far. And, man, they came running hard up on him, like really, really fast. Denny's about 10 mile an hour faster as he runs up on the back of the 40 car. Denny's got 2 or 3 guys up his ass, and he can't lift. If he lifts for the 40,
he's getting wrecked.
He gets wrecked, or certainly somebody behind him gets wrecked. If he goes to the, I saw some of his comments on his show last night. If he goes to the inside, he probably clears him easily. But I think Justin showed some indecisiveness a little bit about, all right, if you're coming up on Justin, you're thinking, is he going to leave the outside? Is he not? Because it looked like he might. And there was enough room for a car, right? It was tight, but there was enough. I mean, Denny's coming so fast, he's got to go one side or the other, right? And he just kind of he picked the side that Justin was blocking. And I want to say that it's a racing deal. There is fault. There is fault for what happened, but I mean it's kind of how those wrecks go down. Every wreck that happened yesterday was somebody's fault.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and it's an accident, and you know, I hate it happened. Justin's beat himself up over it. And thinking about what he might have could have done differently. I'm sure he's going to run it back through a million times in his head. But I know, look, when the car is wrecked and the wreck has happened and our race is over, there ain't nothing you can do to change it. And you kind of got to, all right, what are we going to do? We're going to take stock in what happened. There's some positives here. We led some laps. We showed we had a really capable car. We had a car that, I mean, could have won the race. I don't think I don't think otherwise. I think there was a lot of guys there that had cars that could have won the race, but we were one of them. I felt like that we were a car that could do some things when it needed to do some things. You know, we weren't. Last year we were running around kind of with our arm tied behind our back, not really with a car that could make any moves and be on the offense. And this year it was completely different. So just a great job by Hendrick Engine Shop. They are a hardworking group. I go over there and I'm always impressed. And when you think about race teams and they're always trying to get better, they're always trying to find an edge, it's hard to measure all the other departments and how they improve. You know, we don't really take cars to the wind tunnels as often. We don't get a ton of time. We don't really go in there, and we can't really work on the bodies. We can't really change the quarter panel of the fender and go, man, we gained some here, we gained some there. So it's really, really hard to measure improvement outside of every department but the engine shop. My suspension guys aren't going to build suspension that goes faster. All I want them to do is build suspension that don't break. Transmissions, rear ends, all those things, hubs. Just make it where it doesn't fall apart. But the engine shop, they build motors and they also find horsepower, and they continue to find it year after year, every year. Now, not just HMS, but all engine departments are always in search of a half mile an hour here, a half mile an hour there, a little bit of horsepower here, a little bit of horsepower there. And they do every off season. They find 2 or 3, and the whole sport sort of keeps shoving that power and that peak power higher and higher, has forever. And so that's pretty impressive to be able to go into the engine department and see how that work is done and see all the incredible machines and massive machines that are creating these parts and doing things. It's insane.
I get you want to race and be up front and everything, but was he a little too aggressive in the fact that, like, you're not racing for stage points, you're racing for the finish? So
yeah,
why go out that hard there in that stage?
Man, we were there to lead, run up front. We got one car, one race. You want me to run 20th?
Well, the only part that I don't understand is if you are not running 100%, which no one up front probably really was, like, why throw blocks? You know what I mean? Like,
he didn't throw a block.
What did he throw?
Dude, he was close. When Denny's about 5 car lengths away from him, he was actually closer to the wall. He said he sort of faded away from the wall as we go into the tri-oval. And
it wasn't a block. Why even make it that close?
Let me finish. He's against the wall, half a car length between him and the wall, coming down past the gate. He starts to fade into the tri-oval, and that's when he opened it up for the outside. He should have stayed tighter against the wall, and he faded down the racetrack just at the right moment when Denny's there to make a decision on what Denny wants to do. And Denny's seeing him fade down, and in my mind, and Denny's as well, I'm going to the outside. And when he did that, he squeezed Denny in the wall. It was a bad mistake on his part, but it wasn't a block.
Well, I didn't mean really block, but like, why? I guess, like, to back his point up, like, why create a circumstance that close at that point in time? But
I mean, I've seen guys dozens of times get the lead and pull up in the outside line.
Oh my gosh, it was bad. There was some guys throwing really bad blocks later on.
Well, I mean, not so much throwing blocks, but I mean, all day long going, all right, I'm in the lead and I want to be in front of the outside line, because that line was the line continuously with the most energy. And so I've seen plenty of guys pull up there. His mistake was allowing himself to get pushed out too far and not understanding how to not let that happen.
Yeah, it opens the door for that.
How to not allow his car to get so far out and let it nose over, and those guys come at him at 10 mile an hour, and it was a series of unfortunate circumstances in terms of, all right, he gets pushed out too far, car noses over, he's got guys coming at him at 10 mile an hour, and he's going into the tri-oval as he's kind of shading down and allowing, if they're catching him on the backstretch, I doubt it happens. Then he probably goes
it's not happening on the back.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going down a straight piece of asphalt, then he just goes around him. And so they just happened to be catching him right in the tri-oval as he shaded down. It was just, I mean, I'm not saying that Justin has, no fault in it. Justin is 100% responsible for this. I mean, he's, Denny has.
I thought Justin drove a great race.
If Denny has any fault in it, it's very, very minimal. But I mean, look, he's almost.
He's to the rear tire.
A foot and a half. Yeah, he's a foot and a half to his outside. So there's plenty of room there. At one point before the 40 squeezed him up in the wall. But
how cool was it though, just to see a junior motorsports car leading?
I don't have a problem with us running hard and racing up front and trying to win a Daytona 500.
I thought Justin did a great job. He was behind us and competitive for a long time. Yeah. He was right there. So
I hate it took out a bunch of cars. It, wrecked a lot of good race cars, wrecked some HMS cars. I'm sure, they were disappointed in the situation and some of the decisions, that we were making as a team. But, I felt like, again, I wanted us to go up front, run up front, try to put ourselves at the front of the field as much as possible. We had a partner that had put all of their funding behind this program for this one race. Chris Stapleton's sitting right beside me on the pit box.
That's what I love. He's all in. Yeah. Like he was there.
Does he want to sit there and watch his guy run 60% throttle in 20th?
It's a fair thing to say.
Overall, from the other side, it looked like a pretty successful weekend from qualifying on.
Yes, I was pretty happy with the weekend. They towed the car back to the garage and got to look at the damage. One thing I learned that was interesting about that, we were, we probably weren't going to fix the car, but we wanted to see if we could. I think that's just kind of human nature in racing. When you crash, you kind of think, all right, man, let's see if we can fix this thing. But we got back there, and the NASCAR official, there's a picture right there on the NASCAR Twitter post. The guy in the red shirt that's down, squatted down, he's a NASCAR official. And he's looking at that right front, and he sees some deflection in the clip. So on the front clip, right at the top hoop bar, that right behind the top shock mount. So they've changed these clips to allow them to crush. They cut a bunch of slots in them. All right, they cut they cut a lot of slots in the clip that are about 2 inches long. And that allows, when the clip has contact with something, for it to crush and absorb. And we had like a little bubble of a dent, a little bubble or knot that had formed on that upper bar that, right behind the shock. It was, I mean, in my mind, it's nothing. I mean, it's not like the clip's bent, yes. But could the car go out there and compete? No problem. Yes, it would have been entirely safe. But they told me, they're like, any frame damage and it's a no-go. And so they told us right there, like, you're not going back out there. We also had some damage to the header, which was, that was like an HMS no-go. So when the header gets smashed, we're not going to change the headers. We had a lot of damage to the right front upper. That would have had to been changed. We changed the tow links to be able to get the car back on the trailer and load it up. But there's a lot of damage. But that was interesting to me. I didn't know about that frame damage, no go, fail or pass sort of thing NASCAR does. But that was just, I'm just noting that because I'll tell you, I learned more about the next-gen car and the function of the parts and pieces this weekend than I have in the 4 or 5 years that it's been in the garage. When I go down into the infield or get around a race car as a broadcaster, I'm not going to go crawl underneath William Byron's car in the garage, right? I'm not going to go stick my head under the hood of Denny Hamlin's Toyota. I can go talk to the crew chiefs and ask questions, but they're limited on how much information they want to share with you. So it's been tough to kind of learn the car. Not impossible, but man, it was fun to, again, like kind of even more so than last year. I got to crawl over the top of this thing and really and going through the wreck taught me some parts and pieces and taught me some things that, NASCAR's processes and so forth. But it was a lot of fun. I learned a ton. Don't know if we'll get to do it again. We'll see.
You said that last year.
I know you don't.
I know you don't.
It's
trending in the right direction, though.
I don't know, man. That you'll have to see, I suppose, whether these brands, it's not a Chris Stapleton decision. He has a blast. He loves it. He's all in. He was right there at the garage when we were trying to fix the car and work on the car after a crash. But the brand has to decide whether what's happening is working. I know I saw a lot of bottles of liquor at the racetrack. That stuff was everywhere. We went over to Total Wine to sign some High Rock vodka bottles, and they had displays all over the place.
That's cool. For activating and stuff.
Traveler, yeah, I saw it all out through the infield. The hats, the shirts, the merch, tons of merch getting sold. So I think it's good for them, but it's if they think, hey man, this was great, we went, we've kind of tapped in and got everybody in the tent, so to speak. Now let's take our dollars maybe and go do something else. Brands shift around, right?
Yeah,
from different sports to sort of tap into a new market, but we'll see. If that was it, man, I had a blast and I enjoyed our opportunity to see what it's like to race on Sundays.
And you guys had the lead for that minute, so that'd be cool to just.
Sorry?
You were able to have the lead. Like, that's a pretty cool moment. They played your audio during the race, and like hearing your guys' excitement was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was I tell you, I love it, man. I love the competition. I'll say this too. As we shift away from the 40 car a little bit, the whole weekend felt good. From a fan, from just an observer of and a fan of NASCAR, there felt like there were more people there. I might be wrong. Might have been the same damn amount of people as last year, but it just felt like there were more people excited about what was happening. It felt like there was more.
Same on TV.
It felt like there was more on-track activity. Probably not, but it just felt like it. Maybe we were more excited about ARCA and Truck. There were more names in these races. There were more interest stories, human interest stories in all the races. So we were all kind of tuned into what was happening throughout the weekend. It felt like a speed week. We won't say weeks because we're only there for a handful of days, but it did feel like the old atmosphere.
It had a little bit to it.
I felt like it was a lot. I'm gonna be. I'm usually, I'm usually the kind of person that's like, all right, what's gonna go wrong? What's not? I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a pessimist, but not an optimist. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I feel like we're going in the right direction. We, as a sport, so we made the change with the chase, right? We brought the chase back. Man, I'm still super excited about that. Somebody posted on Twitter yesterday, man, it's fun to check the points standings after the race.
Oh yeah,
and, somebody
a lot of that.
Yeah, somebody said, man, it's fun to go have to look at the points and see where everybody's at, and I freaking agree. I agree. I'm glad to have to look at points. I want to be interested. And so we fixed that. And we had this meeting. Denny talked about, there were some conversations about some things that they might do with the Clash. Well, that was from a meeting that a lot of folks in the industry got together with some NASCAR folks, and we just had a casual session for a couple hours.
That's
and
good.
Laid it all out there. What do we think? And that is the kind of stuff that we used to do back in the day. Helton would get a bunch of drivers, and we'd go down to Whiskey River on my property in the saloon and drink beer. And that's where we came up with double file restarts. Now, the double file restart idea was NASCAR's, but they took it and brought it to that meeting. We sat and drank beer and about it, and we talked about other things that, other processes and competition things that would make sense. And a lot of really good ideas were vetted out and materialized through those conversations that we used to have. And so it's like a step back in that direction to do those type of things and have that kind of conversations. And we talked about fuel savings, like how can we come to a place where we like what we see all the time, right? Fuel savings and fuel mileage, that's going to be part of races. Fuel's going to be the conversation at times. All kinds of tracks, right? It's not just Daytona and Talladega. But I think we got an epidemic that we need to kind of look at and say, hey, how can we might not be able to get rid of it entirely, but how can we get back to feeling like we see the guys that are out there racing, right? And so there's got to be some way to figure out, a solution. And that's what those conversations about. So we made this choice to go back to the chase. We're having these conversations with NASCAR that are fun, and everybody's kind of able to talk openly and honestly. And there's just some really, really good energy. And I'll be honest, the Daytona 500 that I got to see up until the crash was a lot of fun. Now, I had a car out there that was driving hard and trying to go to the front, so I was getting what I wanted from watching that car. When we crashed and went in the garage, I guess there was some serious 3-wide fuel savings going on that I missed.
Oh, we were nail biter.
I missed that part.
Nail biter.
I didn't get to see that part, so
Yeah.
I can't comment. But apparently that was not a lot of fun. I saw the social media where the fans are like,
I put my radio on the charger for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I heard the comments from Blaney and the others. But so again, yeah, we got a epidemic that's kind of creeped into restricted plate racing at Daytona and Talladega. We won't really see this, I don't think, as much as Atlanta. Do you think?
No.
Some, but not like
Not
the guys
like that.
race like hell at Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's got another year on it with age now.
Yeah,
You're not going to do
handling's too critical.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not worried about it this coming weekend, but we do have an epidemic, and all these crew chiefs, man, all of them are saying, man, you can't unlearn it. It's here to stay. And I'm like, come on, y'all are the smart ones.
I mean, they're kind of right.
They are, but let's try. Let's try. Let's at least have a conversation.
Well, it should always evolve.
Let's have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so before I tell you my idea on what I think would be things that could change it, I feel like NASCAR is on the right track as an industry.
Mm-hmm.
I've been so disappointed and so critical over the last several years, frustrated, at times, just super frustrated. I am very, very happy today with the direction we're going.
Yeah. The buzz was good.
I'm learning that no matter how badly I want it to be a certain thing, it's never going to be perfect. And I'm never going to get everything I want. But I'm getting a lot of what I want. And I see an industry that's trying to find the answers, right? And so I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited, and I'm more interested in what happens this year in terms of how our season develops, how drivers gather points throughout the year, and I'm more interested in that week to week than I've been in over a decade. I am so thankful for that. And I feel like my passion as a fan and my passion about how, storyline is developing, all that stuff, and who's going to figure this out and who's going to come out on top, that's coming back to me, So I'm excited about that, and hope everybody's sort of feeling the same way. Now, when we go to, what we're seeing at Daytona and Talladega with the fuel savings, I don't know that I have a solution, but here's a couple things that have changed. We took away the point for leading a lap. We also took away the bonus points for leading the most laps. Those are two small, very somewhat insignificant nuggets in the grand scheme of things. But I promise you, if you put anything out in front of these drivers and teams, they will go for it. That is one small thing in a big pie, one small slice in a large pie that would push the teams back toward pushing harder throughout the event. Right? If you knew that if you could get to the front and lead a lap at some point and you were going to get a point, you would do it. That doesn't fix the problem entirely. Teams are still going to, once they've led that lap, they might revert right back to saving fuel the rest of the race. Fine. But we found a way to get them to charge for a little bit, right? That's progress. NASCAR took that away, and I'm going to assume that they took it away because it's a whole point. We changed the point system from, to giving, instead of giving 180 points to the winner of the race, now you get 75 or whatever it is. So they thought, well, a whole point for leading a lap seems like a lot. So let's just get rid of that. We'll get rid of those, and we'll give somebody the point for the fastest lap. I personally think the point for the fastest lap is silly. I think they should go back to giving, instead of having a point for the fastest lap, I think they should take that point they're giving to the guy for the fastest lap and give it back to the person that leads the most laps.
I like that.
You could still have the icon on the fun little rundown on the TV screen, and it could move as someone retakes that crown, right, as the race plays out, right? I still feel like I don't have a problem. I still feel like it's perfectly fine to give a whole point to somebody who leads a lap.
I'd much rather do that than a fast lap.
Yeah.
The fast lap, it seems useless. It's never talked about.
I know, it isn't. Go back. Let's go back to, I propose the idea of going back to giving people points for leading laps, giving people points for leading the most laps. That would be one thing that I think would slightly affect things. Here's the other thing. And here's the other thing that I think would help. Or here's the problem right now is, like, you got guys that are running, you got the whole field sitting there running 60, 40, 50% probably. Even the guy leading the race is running 60%, right? If there's a person that's running, in the middle of the pack and they're like, man, I'm going to run wide open. If they go and pull out of line and mash the gas to 100%, they cannot drive away from the field. The car has so much drag on it and such a large spoiler that even running wide open, the pack running 60% throttle will hang right on to them. And so I discussed this with Denny, and I believe he agrees, that if we were to take enough drag off the cars, so what are you gaining? All right, let's just go back and say, all right, what's the advantage you're gaining, right, by saving this fuel? It's, it's a second or two on pit road, right?
Yeah, it cycles you to the front of the group.
Yeah. So when you come down pit road, you're on pit road less.
Yeah, you
come down pit road 30th in a big pack, and you pull off pit road 1st, 5th, 10th, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a couple of seconds.
At most.
If I took enough, I need to know exactly what NASCAR, I think, what I propose to NASCAR is find out how much drag to pull off the car so that if I'm in a pack of cars that are running 60, 70% throttle and I mash the gas 100%, I drive away from them. I break the draft and pull away. And if I'm running wide open and I'm driving away from that pack, then I'm negating their advantage. And they're going to have to chase me down, because then if I get so far ahead, now I have the advantage. If I drive out to 4, 5, 6 seconds away from the pack, then I'll just, I'm going to be adding more fuel when I come to pit road, but that's how many seconds of fuel I'll be taking, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, theoretically, if you get that far in front, you're going to, so it should come out.
If you can, what would probably happen is you might get 4, 5, 6 cars pre-race that go, hey, man, when we get a chance, we're all going to link up, mash wide open. We're going to drive away from these guys. Remember when the Haas cars drove away from the field at Talladega by themselves?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was what was going on. I'm just saying if you got 4 or 5 guys that teamed up and said, hey, let's jump off this strategy of saving and let's run wide open together, drive away from the field.
Yeah, they were fast.
Well, the car currently can't do that because it has so much drag. So there's no point for anyone to go wide open because they can't gain an advantage by driving away from the field because the car has too much drag. So therein lies the issue. And that I would love to hear from a crew chief to tell me why that wouldn't steer us back in the right direction. I'm not saying it fixes the problem, but why wouldn't taking the drag off the car fix it? I know that, if I'm running wide, so okay, they might tell you this. They might say this. Okay, Dale, you're taking the drag off the car. Now I can pull away from this pack. But the pack just runs 80% throttle instead of 60. They're still saving gas. They'll run 80% to keep up with the 100%, right? The guy that's full throttle, the pack's just going to sit behind him and still save, still beat him off pit road.
Yeah, you're still going to have
people.
do it, yeah.
I've drove race cars with all types of packages at Daytona, different splitters, wings, spoilers, restrictor plates, and yes, if you're second, third, fourth, fifth, you're not wide open. We weren't saving gas. We were just trying not to hit the guy in front of us. But you're not always wide open. But we weren't thinking, hey, we're saving gas. We were just driving in a draft,
So what is that race like, though, in a pack?
Yeah. That's going to be the tough part. NASCAR is terrified, I believe, that we're all going to end up on the top in a big string, like we were at, the end of 2016 or so. We were, Jimmy won the Daytona 500. I think I finished second. And we ran around the top of the racetrack for a majority of that race. It was relatively uneventful. They're worried, I think NASCAR is, that we mash a button, figuratively, we change some things, and they go from running 3 wide, and the casual fan thinks that's amazing. The fan that doesn't really know about the fuel savings thinks this is amazing. And they go from that to running single file from first to last. And then they're going to be, NASCAR will be so disappointed if that's what we end up with. And I agree, that's a risk you take. And I wouldn't be comfortable throwing something out there to see how it works without a real understanding of what we might get.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of got lucky with this finish because there was a couple wrecks on the white flag lap and things got spread out a little bit and guys were able to get runs and make moves. If we're 2x2, everybody's full throttle. Does that action like it did happen?
I'm hoping they're not 2x2 full throttle. I hope that, there's.
Well, I'm saying white flag lap, 2x2.
You ain't gonna be 2x2 if you take all the drag off the car. You won't be able to drive it.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like yesterday or Sunday, did we get a little spoiled with the finish because of the wrecks and everybody got spread out? I think it set up for a greater finish because.
Well, the finish is the finish saved the race.
Yeah, but if we're 2x2, that and then wrecks don't happen. I don't think you have that spectacular finish.
What is your point? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I was asking if you thought, like I think what you're saying is if you take the spoiler off, I also think it'll create better racing because I want to see guys have to lift more and have gaps and be able to get bigger runs.
Yeah. My preference would be that they take the rear spoilers off and just have like a 1/4-inch trip lip or something there.
Yeah.
Whatever they thought they might need. But I don't know if they can actually set the car up to where it's actually drivable without a rear spoiler on it. The other thing you would need to do is probably detune the engine. So you don't want the cars to run over 200, 205 in the draft.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You don't need them. You don't need them at a sustained 205 miles an hour, and that's fine. They can run 195, 200 and handle terribly and still look like they're going fast, and that's plenty quick in the draft.
Oh yeah.
So how do we get to 200 in the draft on average, right? How do we? I think they don't want to go over the certain number for some reason. There's like a lift off where there's just a frequency of cars getting upside down really increases at a certain number. So whatever that is, let's just say it's 200. 200 mile an hour, driving terrible. Drivers got their hands full. Teams have their hands full trying to make the drivers comfortable. I think we can acquire all that, and it would just be a massive shift from where we are on the rear spoiler, the drag, and all the numbers to go to something completely the opposite on the rear spoiler. But I'm with you. I want them to go into the corner and be loose. I want them to chase the cars up the track. I want them to get to the fence, just using a lot of freaking racetrack.
Yeah. I want the lead to be an advantage where right now I almost feel like the lead's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I want the lead to be able to get there and be like, okay, well,
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I always loved, like in 1983, look at 1980 and the 1979 Daytona 500. From 79 all through up until we put the plate on the car in 89, there was a slingshot pass. You wanted to be second. On
I'm
the
okay
last
with
lap.
that.
Yeah.
With
So
a
the leader
slingshot.
was vulnerable. You didn't want to lead. And so you knew the guy was going to sort of back off at the flag stand, get up the racetrack in 1 and 2, and come down the back straightaway and drive by you. And that was the plan. That was how Cale was going to win in 79. That was how Dad won all his races in the 80s at Talladega in Bud Moore's car and in Richard Childress's car with the slingshot pass on the back straightaway.
I do like the sling. Yeah. I like being able to back up somebody and getting a big run, but like I don't like the pushing somebody. There's two cars linked together, then the guy just pulls out and slips by like that. I would say that that the car currently just has too much drag on it, and that's why it's such a disadvantage for the lead car. You put that car in a train at the back of the train, it's so much more efficient than it is when it's out front. And all the drag on the car, is there's a lot at the rear spoiler, and I feel like if you could take that rear spoiler away. If you want to increase drag, increase it on the front of the car, increase it firewall forward, but take the rear spoiler away from the car. You could even change the diffuser quite a bit to try to eliminate comfort and grip and get these guys moving across the racetrack. And you're not going to see them running door to door tight for 20 rows, for 10 rows side by side. Well, I'm fine with that.
Wide open. They'll need some racetrack. They'll need to be getting some room, finding some room to be able to chase this thing around.
I'm fine with the teams having to work to get them to handle.
Strip some of the drag off of it.
What about the current O'Reilly car?
I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think the current, the O'Reilly race is how I think we would want the Cup car to look.
It's a good blueprint.
It is. Where are they at on their their drag to power? What's their how is all that?
Because those guys can build runs, they can pass, they can they have their hands full at times.
Our guys were not handling good. And I was in the competition meeting yesterday. They were all complaining about being loose and uncomfortable and not able to really, which is kind of what you want. I don't want my cars to drive that way.
Yeah.
In my race team, but as a fan, I definitely want. I don't like the cars stuck and glued to the track.
It's usually a good race when drivers are complaining.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're fighting things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's there's work to be done, but I want to tell you, man, NASCAR knows it. NASCAR recognizes it. They're not ignoring it. They're not denying it. I know that there's some effort behind the scenes to try to make this thing as good as it can be.
I wish we didn't get that caution at the end because I'm curious if McDowell would have been able to make it and hold him off.
Maybe.
Well, thank your buddy.
He didn't do anything.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Dirty Mo Media, Junior Motorsports, and I have a new partner this year, and we couldn't be more excited about this. A lot of y'all may have heard Arby's has come on board, and we're loving every second of it. And Arby's has entered the chat with a meal deal that raises the bar for value. Introducing the new meat and 3 box for $7.99 that's filled with Arby's quality favorites. Each meat and 3 box includes your choice of one sandwich, the classic roast beef that is hand sliced and slow roasted, or you can go with the crispy fish sandwich. All this comes with the melty mozzarella sticks, some crispy curly fries, everybody loves those, and a peach cobbler roll for dessert, guys. You got to try that dessert. It's really good. And you get a small drink. It's called Meat and 3, but you're actually getting 5 items, all for only $7.99. Nobody out there is giving you this much value for your money. This is a value meal that won't leave you hungry. You don't have to settle for less when you get more from Arby's. Available for a limited time at participating locations while supplies last. Prices may vary. Get your Meat and 3 box at an Arby's near you today. At the end of the race, there was this interesting sort of debate around Riley Herbst and Brad. Brad was upset, thinking Riley wrecked the field for no reason. Says one of the dumbest things he's ever seen. There was no chance. He had no chance of blocking my run. I had a huge run. I don't know if I could have gotten by the 45 or 47 to win the race, but I would have liked to have found out. I don't know that. That wreck looked like the rest of the wrecks to me. I know, TJ, you're probably, this is personal to you because you're spotting for Brad.
I do think it was a dumb move. I don't think it's I don't blame him for trying. I don't think Riley was like, oh, I'm going to wreck these guys now.
Yeah. What's the move to make then?
Riley didn't come up the track in front of him. He drove into him. Is it lack of awareness?
I don't know.
There's a let's look at, there's a ton going on right there, right?
There's a lot going on.
There's a ton going on. And so I thought it was more like, he's looking at what's happening out in front of him. He's looking over here on the left, and he didn't have all the corners of the car covered, and it was more, it wasn't so much like, hey, I'm going to wreck these. It was more like, hey, I'm pulling up into an area where there's a car and I didn't know he was there.
Well, there was definitely no talk on his radio about Joey getting behind us and starting to shove us. Yeah. There was zero info.
So he was lacking some context.
I know right now if 2 cars are coming with a run tandem like that, you don't get in front of them. You're wrecking.
I think he drove into you. So he's pushing.
See, watch when Joey gets to us here.
I get it. Y'all come with a big run.
Like right here?
So he drives up into you.
I don't know. I just thought he was going to go with the 45 and try to secure the 45's winning.
Dude, I get it. But I'm telling you, I don't think he knew y'all were coming or even out there.
I can partially agree with that.
That, and I also think, you go with the 45, or if you make the move to the right and it works, there's a chance you win the Daytona 500. You got to make the move.
I don't think he had a chance.
No, and if you're telling me he had a chance and we didn't, then you're an idiot. We're blowing by him, and he had a chance.
I think he had a lot of momentum.
Let's not try to debate whether he had a chance to win the race. Did I think the guy made a move with no intent.
Yeah, I don't think.
And it was just he was just unaware. And
I agree.
And in all of that busyness, not that it's right.
It's just racing.
It's just racing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
He's probably like, oh, I had no idea there was a car there.
Yeah, it's just the end of a plate race, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. It'll happen again in the future, too.
There was a lot of that going on, us included. I mean, it was very similar to our wreck.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, look, Riley catches a lot of shit. He got in his cup car last year, didn't get many good results at all. Catches a ton of shit for it, but I'm not going to get on his ass on this one. I think it was just another.
I mean, he should have secured the 45's victory, in my opinion.
I think Chase 45 didn't need no securing. He won it.
He did.
Yeah.
Chase,
I guess he did.
I mean, Chase didn't get a chance to really race him because Riley got him too. So
what? It clips. The race is over when the wreck starts.
Yeah,
45's gone.
45's got it there.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the time they get to the flag stand, the 9.
You sure?
Yeah, the 45 has cleared the 9.
No,
before the 9 gets clipped, 45's gone.
Yeah, 45's just about to clear the 9. There's still another 500 feet of racetrack. I don't know, TJ.
I mean, the 9 still got the 45's quarter panel. I'm not saying he could beat him to the line.
He might have. Yep. All right. I'll give you that. He might have been able to side draft him and slow him down a little bit.
I have yet to see a car go to the bottom and clear somebody by themselves.
I'll give you that.
That doesn't happen.
I'll give you that.
I mean, that's a great shot.
Maybe that's why Denny
it's a great shot
committed to the outside. He's like, even with this run, I don't think I could pass this car with this much drag on it.
I don't think yeah, probably so. I will. This is what I'm like. Chase made a move that's like, all right, I'm not going to wreck here. I'm still going to try to win and finish because if he throws that block, he gets wrecked. Smart move.
Chase. So I tell my drivers, I told my guys before the Xfinity race, I said, no big blocks. So at the end of the race, you're not allowed to drive from the top of the racetrack to the bottom. I said, you get to choose one lane. You're going to move one lane. That's all you get. And that's the way Chase races. He's like, man, I'm going to move, but I'm not going to drive all the way across the racetrack and wreck on your nose. You know,
it's not worth
I'm not going to get spun out on the nose of your car trying to block you all the way to the damn apron. He's like, I'm going to move a little, and if you got me, you got me. That's what happened at Talladega when we got wrecked on the back straightaway with Jimmy. I was like, they're coming. He's got a hell of a run off of 2 on the top, and I'm gonna move one lane, and then I was gonna let him go.
That's all you can do.
Yeah,
without wrecking yourself.
Yeah, still got wrecked. But we I liked Chase's explanation. I thought that he did everything he could do. And I do appreciate his like, hey man, I'm willing to do X, Y, and Z to win the race, but like, look, he moved a little bit, but he didn't wreck himself or the guy that actually ends up winning a race. That's just good racing.
He cannot make that block fully without wrecking himself or the 45 with him.
Not at all. Yeah.
So smart move by Chase.
I agree.
A good start to the season.
I agree. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I might go to. I know there's some weather. Talking about some weather coming in, but I might go Saturday.
Also, commend NASCAR getting that race in because that rain.
Yeah, they moved it up a whole hour. Boy, that was nice.
Yeah.
Starting early and getting done by 6.
I know. It actually was awesome.
Damn right. I'd take it every week.
I know. It was awesome.
Yeah. NASCAR messing around.
How about that flyover?
Gave us the chase back. Gave us a real genuine point system. Gave us a 1 o'clock start. What's next?
Dude, that flyover.
Monte Carlos and Thunderbirds.
Dude, that flyover was nuts.
The flyover was rough. They kept practicing every day.
Oh, yeah.
They do it every week, every year, though.
But they said this year this year everybody was like, man, it seems a little more intense. This was going on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
He's not lying. It did.
They would, and there's no warning, and they just start doing it. And, man, if you're outside, you could get some potential hearing damage.
TJ, what's it like from the spotters booth?
It is loud. Like if you don't have, I put my headset on whenever I saw them start to practice, whatever, and if I didn't have it on, I put it on because it's so loud.
Yeah. So they were practicing Thursday, and they flew over, and I mean it blew my right eardrum out, and I had fluid in my ear the rest of the weekend. And I was like, damn, that seems more aggressive than in the past. And then I was reading about it, and somebody was asking one of the pilots, interviewed one of the pilots, and said, hey, this year's practices seem more intense. And they're like, are you lower? And they're like, we're not lower, but we're going faster this year than we've ever went. And so, I'm telling you, dude, I wouldn't let my kids outside if it was going on. It was that bad down in the center of the racetrack.
Wow.
I'm serious. I blew my eardrum up. It did. Like, I've already got some hearing issues with my years of racing and so forth. And it popped my right eardrum, and it was, messed up.
They were loud.
It was loud. But I ain't complaining. Freedom.
It's pretty awesome. It was awesome.
There's nothing better than a flyover.
Cost of freedom. Austin Hill won the Xfinity or the O'Reilly. That's going to take a little while to get used to.
It is.
No offense, O'Reilly. This is the way it goes, man.
The nationwide, the Busch Series, it happens.
That's right. It's still the Busch Series to me.
I know. I call it that once in a while.
Yep. Everybody knows what you mean when you say Busch Series. But O'Reilly, the O'Reilly Series, I'm just going to call it the O'Reilly Series. I know it's got this long moniker or whatever. O'Reilly. We're just going O'Reilly. I mean, every other iteration, it's Xfinity Series, Nationwide Series, Busch Series. So it's O'Reilly Series. What it is.
Mm-hmm.
What we're calling it. Austin Hill, man. The dude is hard to beat. I get so frustrated. Austin Hill's got to love this too. He loves kicking our ass at that racetrack in Atlanta and Talladega. And
I can't blame him.
And yep, he's good at it, and he knows he's good at it. We try to scheme about how we're going to beat them, and we just can't figure it out. And then fans go on the internet and they're like, dude, you got 4 cars. It's one guy. 4 cars. How? But y'all just don't know, man. I mean, that damn car is fast. TJ, like when we try to get around him or go by him,
it's fast.
He's fast, and the car's ridiculous. And he actually is in the Xfinity Series by far the best one at it.
He has gotten really good and really comfortable with that car. He knows exactly what he can do with it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to beat.
Hard to beat. So, I've told my guys, to adjust their strategy each time we go to Daytona, and let's try this. All right, this time we're going to do this. This time we're going to do that. And it ain't as simple. I guess people think, man, just line your 4 cars up and you'll 4 go by. No, we won't. And so, we can't. And you know what happens if we lined up? 4 guys are going to line up behind him. Jeb Burton and all these other guys are going to drive right up in there behind him, and he's going to get all the help he needs.
Well, yeah, because, a guy sees that car and they're like, I'm getting with him.
That's what it was like when I was racing out there. Boy, people, anytime you pulled out of line, there was always somebody going, hell yeah.
Somebody wants to dance with you.
Following that car because I know where he's going.
I wouldn't mind having a little bit of that back in the Cup Series, too,
I
where
agree.
you can, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
That's the thing is for some of these guys, a second place finish is a hell of a day. So if they can get up there and, you know what, I'll just stay behind Austin Hill.
Dude, if I'm Jeb Burton or any of them guys and I see the bumper of the 21, I'm going there.
Yeah. Brandon Poole, all those guys.
Yeah.
So,
I do believe you can strategize at the end. Like, there's a couple times we had him in the sights and he was in some trouble for a little bit, but we didn't execute very well.
They were smart. They came down pit road in the middle of the 3rd stage, put tires on, gave himself, because tires matter a little bit, gave him some comfort and ability to be aggressive. And he had the car that he knew he could drive right through the pack and get back up into contention. So smart move by their team to give him that advantage. Austin done a great job behind the wheel, as he always does at Daytona.
How can he block so well?
Just a ton of speed, ton of car.
But he doesn't block some of the runs they're going to get there, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And he does what Chase did. He lives to fight another lap, and he knows he can get there.
He doesn't. I don't see him actually block.
I don't either. He doesn't throw these big haymakers.
He moves early enough so that it's like more of a defense than a block. It's not aggressive. It's not like, man, what a dick move, or boy, that was aggressive and stupid. He moves early enough because he's got a great spotter too. They've been together a while. He's getting great information. He understands what line's starting to develop energy, and he gets in front of that line before it actually materializes. And so he's good at controlling lanes. And if you're able to get beside him, he's smart and patient enough to know that he's got the car that can recover and get pushed back clear again. He knows that, man, taking the lead from that car that he's driving is going to be difficult. And so, you know, I will tell them going to Talladega, I'll tell my guys, all right, all 4 of y'all line up and just see if you can drive by him, and let's see what happens. They're not going to be able to do it. I'll be surprised. We found some more speed in our cars. I think we're closer. Our guys seem happier about the speed in their cars, so we're getting there. But right now, he's still top dog, man. We got to take him. We got to figure out how to take him down.
And I mean, also you got Jesse Love, that his teammate too. That's right. I mean,
yeah,
those two are the top.
Jesse's great too, man. But you know, Austin's the racing at Daytona and Talladega is it's a mental skill and it's a bit of an arrogance, but it's a mental skill and a confidence in your decisions to just make them, not think about them. You're doing. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like I would tell my guys, don't think about what you should do. Do it. Just do things. Just be doing. In the car, you have to just do. You can't be going, I'm gonna wait and try this. I think I might try. Should I get down? Should I get up in that line? No. You can't think. You gotta do. And so Austin's a doer. And he's got it.
The car helps.
He's got it perfected.
A ton.
Yeah. I mean, car, absolutely. I was in that situation. I had an incredible race car, and it made my job of doing way easier. When you don't have the car, and I've been in that situation, your car not capable of making passes, you're kind of stuck where you are. You can't take the risk of getting out of line because the chances of you losing positions is high. And so I've been on both sides of it. Right now, Austin is the guy that knows his car is capable of recovering from any maybe incorrect choice or decision he might make, and so he's able to make a lot of moves, knowing that most of them are always going to pay off.
You know, just real quick, you mentioned something a few minutes ago. I wondered if this could help on the Cup side a little bit. You mentioned that tires mattered. That's not really something we've talked about at Daytona or Talladega with the Cup tires mattering. Yeah. Do you think maybe there's some room to grow there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could probably get more aggressive with the tire, but I think that they're going to need to take some of the drag off the car. I think the tire we have, you could beat this tire up if you would allow the cars to just slide across the racetrack a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the track's losing grip too, so the track's coming to us. We're gonna have Tyler Reddick call in here in a bit. Ash Jr. coming up. Dirty Mo Doe as well.
What do you make of Reddick after a tough 24 season, going out there and getting the win?
Yeah, I mean, the Daytona 500 changes your life. I think I'm thinking about, you know, he's the kind of guy that, you know, once you win the Daytona 500, you go on a bit of a media tour, and we'll ask him what he's up to and what his plans are in terms of that media tour. But he's the kind of guy that enjoys those type of things, I believe. And loves experiences, likes representing his brand, MJ, all the things. So he seems to have found some comfort in his situation, the team he represents, and the people that he works with. You see like a good rapport, I guess, between him and all the 2311.
It's a good mix.
It is. So they needed it, you know. I think he came out of RCR, right? He comes out of RCR with a couple of wins, and we're like, holy shit, man, he took the RCR stuff to victory lane. You know, not many people were doing that.
Many times. He won quite a bit.
Lately, yeah, you know. And he got in the 2311 stuff, and they had some success and some wins and stuff, but it's not, I don't think, been what Denny thought it would be.
I agree.
And so, they had a bit of a odd year last year.
They won the regular season 2 years ago, and then you didn't win anything last year.
Yep. And so I think, they're just glad to, probably just glad to start the year off with a win at the biggest race.
And they can focus on just racing, because last year they had the lawsuit just looming over them. And you wonder how much that impacts what's going on.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Denny's team has been working really hard to try to kind of get into the next gear. And man, it felt like that they're there for a while. I think, there for a while, it felt like that they had measured up to Gibbs. They're getting a ton of resources from Gibbs, but it felt like that they had kind of were matching Gibbs, right? In terms of speed and performance. Yeah. Which you're like, holy crap, And then it fell off a little bit. Now they had some good success with the Indy race last year and all that. They've won and they've done well, but they lost a little bit of that speed. It looked like they had last year.
The consistency wasn't
for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really what you could put your finger on it, but we'll see, man. It's only one race, but they got the start of the year off going good, and
it's a good start.
It is.
TJ, how does it feel though? I know you obviously we're hoping to get the winner better finish without the wreck, but like to at least start the season off on a better note than last year.
Oh man, it's way different, way better. It's so much easier to maintain than it is to make up ground, and it's going to be even more this year with people, with the way the new point system is. It's going to be even harder to do. So I think coming out of Daytona and hopefully just go have a solid Atlanta, and then you can start really focusing. But it's going to be much easier to be in that top 10, top 12, I hope. So what are we, 6 now? If you go and have an average Atlanta, 6th. You're top 12 probably in points, which is much better than 30th. If you leave Atlanta 30th in points or around 25th to 30th, it's going to be tough. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I was telling our guys in the Xfinity series.
O'Reilly.
I'm sorry, the O'Reilly series. You've got 2 races where there's high potential for tearing your shit up and getting a bad finish. And if they go into Daytona and wreck out and finish, 30th, you got to go to Atlanta and run scared, be overly conservative,
yep,
and paranoid, about having another crap finish. And in this system from 20 years ago, before you were given such a big advantage for winning and all of that, even, I would say in this system 20 years ago, and even more so now with the advantage given to winning and so forth, and the advantage given to the top 3 in the chase. If you have a bad 2 or 3 or 4 races, if you're in a bad spot, if you're outside the top 20,
tough.
After 5 events, you've messed up.
I'd say after 3, it's gonna be really hard.
I agree. When we would start the year, I was kind of always like paranoid about like stubbing your toe early and coming out of the gate with 3 really kind of subpar results.
Some of it you can't even control
because seems like it takes the whole year to climb back in.
It does.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Davis here. I have a question for you. Now be honest, how many drill bits have you snapped just trying to finish a single job? Listen, I've been there. Nothing will kill the momentum faster than when that happens. That's why I want to talk to you about Can-Cut drill bits and cutting tools. These are American-made, family-owned drill bits that automotive and fabrication professionals have trusted for decades. And once you use them, you will know why. And here's the good news. Right now, you can save 25% off your entire order with the code DIRTYMO. My drill bits from Can-Cut came in handy just a couple weeks ago, so I bought an old used metal trailer. I already had a hitch pin for it, but of course the pinhole wasn't the same size as the hitch pin. Isn't that how it always happens? So yes, I needed to drill a hole. I had my Can-Cut drill bits there for the job, and it was so easy. I wish you could have seen the way this thing bites through that steel. It was so effortless. And man, the durability, the precision of this thing, it was incredible. And yeah, I was off to my next project. These drill bits are made from premium high-speed steel with high vanadium content, then salt nitride treated. That hardness, it's not just on the surface, it's built all the way through the bit. That means they will drill into stainless steel, even titanium alloy, without giving up on you. In that 135-degree split point, no center punch, no pilot holes, you just pull the trigger and go. Here's the deal, it costs less because you're finishing the job, not replacing tools, the best bang for your buck. Check out cancut.com and use code DIRTYMO for 25% off your order. That's KNKUT.com with code DIRTYMO. Don't compromise. Use what the pros use. Get it done right the first time with USA-made can-cut drill bits and cutting tools.
We've got our Daytona 500 champion on the line, Tyler Reddick. Tyler, thanks for joining us today. I know you got a lot going on, my friend, but it's all good stuff. Tell me where you are and what you have going on this week.
Yeah, we're in New York City today. This morning we did we did ESPN. We did Get Up. Just got off of with Kelly and Mark, and yeah, it's nice. My wife's been wanting to go to New York City, so I picked the easiest path possible to get us there, and that's win the Daytona 500.
Dang right, that's a beautiful ring, man.
What's nicer, Disney Cruise or New York?
Well, I think Alexa's sitting right over here to my right. This is the first night you've been away from Rookie since he was born. So it was definitely odd. I found myself waking up at like 3:30 in the morning, expecting, to hear some crying or something, or Bo crawling into our bed. So yeah. The parents just, more than anything, got some really good sleep last night.
Oh man,
that's good.
Yep. Any other big shows this week before you get back to work?
We got First Things First.
Good Morning America
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, I did Good Morning America yesterday.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, CNN. We got a few more today. I'm trying to just, I'm going where they point me. I'm trying to keep up,
Yeah. Well, this is the great thing about winning the Daytona 500. That media tour is a very traditional experience, and I think one you'll enjoy and look back on fondly. You've had a couple of hours, now a good night's sleep to reflect back on what this means to you. I mean, I've experienced it. Everybody says that when you win the Daytona 500, it changes your life. You'll be everywhere you go. They'll call you a Daytona 500 champion. How's that feel after you've had some time to think about it?
Just almost too good to be true, really. I mean, I loved watching NASCAR races growing up, and one I would never miss is the Daytona 500. There was many years there where I'd be sitting with my parents watching it and pulling for you to win too, and just, I mean, it's unreal. Again, it's one of those moments that are going to be a centerpiece of a centerpiece and highlight of your racing career, and it's just, yeah, like I'm in the middle of that right now. It's just in the moments after we won the race and coming back around to the start finish line and even celebrating with my team right under the flag stand. It's just like, man, I was told my wife many times, I'm just waiting to wake up laying in my bed and and sit up, and it's Sunday morning, and yeah, it's just quite literally unreal. It does help, it's a reality check, seeing the ring,
Yes.
the watch, the jacket,
Yeah.
everything that goes with it, being able to celebrate with the team, staying in Daytona an extra night. Gosh, I mean, it happened. So much happened in that final, couple of laps. There wasn't like a lot of, the only opportunity I really had to like get hit with the emotions of the opportunity in front of me was that caution with about 8 laps to go. Other than that, everything just happened, so fast. There wasn't a lot of time to think about what was happening in the moment.
Yeah. How about the traditional things you got to do Monday morning with your, your footprint and all that stuff, and the race car inducting everything in the Daytona USA. How was that experience? I know I was always kind of like, I wanted to party with my team and go, go stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you got to get up at like 7 to do all that stuff. But it was like, all right, this is what's happening. So this is what we're doing. So how'd you get through it?
Yeah, we were able to get the back room over there at Oyster Pub. We stayed there for quite a bit.
Yes.
Drank a lot of beer, celebrated hard, ate some food, and a couple of fun other. Yeah, we went. If you can use your imagination, I'm not gonna name names, but we went across the street.
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah. And then my wife dragged me out of there. She's like, "All right, this is enough." Yeah. My wife was able to drag me out of there at what? 2:30.
Way to go!
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not even that bad. Good work.
Way to go!
I know
Yeah.
this may come as a shock to you, but everyone, thought I was feeling pretty bad when we woke up around 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
You didn't have time to feel bad. You
Yeah, no, I mean,
from the night before.
I drank a lot, but I didn't feel bad. I was very surprised by that.
Very
so.
good.
Weird how that works, isn't it?
I know. But I wasn't doing like shots and stuff. I knew I needed to be.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
somewhat.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's legendary work. Going into Daytona, down toward the beach, or having some beers after winning the Daytona 500, like actually going into town and getting down a little bit and celebrating. That's
how it should be.
That is perfect.
Yeah. It. Again, when we would race in Volusia, if we would come into town, if it got rained out or whatever it was, when I was rolling with my friends like Devin Moran and Bobby Pierce, it always seemed like when I was younger, the place that we would roll into if we went to Daytona was Oyster Pub, before I ever raced at Daytona International Speedway. So I didn't really play a hand in where we were going and how it all came about. I was, in Victory Lane doing the media and everything. Yep. And when I found out we were going to Oyster Pub, I'm like, man, that's just like, it's a perfect fit because, just full circle moment,
Yeah, for sure.
When we won in 14, it was rain delayed and it didn't end till like 1 in the morning, so we never really got a chance to do that.
We didn't, yeah.
Yeah, so we got I missed that. Start. They moved the race up, man. We were very fortunate.
I know, that's awesome, man. It was perfect.
We were all done with everything, and it was like 8:30 o'clock, 8:30.
Oh, that'd have been awesome.
Oh my gosh,
they had
way too much time.
And we had the weather that had all the flights held, so you couldn't leave.
Yeah,
even if you wanted to leave, you couldn't leave. That was freaking awesome.
Oh, dude, the rain. So this thing has had a rough life already. So I leave the media center and it's raining hard outside, and I go to open the rental car door and everything seems fine. But when I shut the door, because it's raining so hard outside, like the ring was wet, my fingers were wet from the rain. My ring just came flying. It went flying like 50 feet across the garage. I'm chasing it to the gutter, trying to keep it from falling into the gutter. When I was just on with Kelly and Mark, the dang ring came flying off again. After I gave Kelly a hug, went to shake Mark's hand, and there the ring goes again. So, this poor ring's already lived a rough life, but that's okay. It's good stories.
That is good stories. Well, we know you're busy, man, and I'm thankful for the start of your season and how well it's going. I know you want to keep that momentum up. This all new sort of vintage point system is going to reward a great start to the year, and you've got some good work done already. So good luck. We'll see you in Atlanta. Enjoy the media, enjoy all of the attention, because you'll be back to square one, back to zero when you get to the garage at Atlanta. But
I know, I'm excited about it. I've really enjoyed this, and we've worked so hard, man. I know we need to wrap, but it's been so cool to work so hard to be more consistent at the Speedway stuff and to be able to, put ourselves in the mix at the end. I'm really excited about Atlanta too. Just the last time we were there, I definitely screwed it up, but we were in the mix. So,
you were.
Atlanta's really, really fun, and it's been really great to be able to turn the super speedway stuff around for me as a driver and kind of get back to where, I like to be up at the front.
Absolutely, buddy. You put in the work and starting to reap the rewards from that. So enjoy your enjoy your week, and congratulations again. Daytona
Thank you,
500
guys.
champion,
Yep. See you, man. Congrats.
Tyler Reddick. Super cool that he got to go,
Dude,
go into
I'm
town and
pumped
drink
for him.
beer. Yeah, that's how it ought to be. That
Oh
ought to
my
be like
gosh.
part of the media tour.
Yes.
All right, man, you won the race. Off to the bar. 1 o'clock starts at Daytona for the 500 from here
Oh
on
my
out,
gosh,
so we
please.
can all go to the party afterwards.
Yes.
You know, NASCAR throws a party. They threw a party. What was it? Friday night? Saturday night?
I don't know.
That comedian Bert.
Bert Kreischer?
Yeah, he was the host or something.
Oh, I wasn't down there. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. TJ, you want to
You
talk?
looked like you're talking to me.
I
I'm like,
was
I don't
working.
Well,
know.
I thought at least you might have heard about it on social media.
I heard about it.
I heard about it. I wasn't there either, but yet here I am talking
I heard
about
it a little bit.
Were you mad you didn't get invited
No,
or
I
something?
just wasn't
seemed
aware of
salty
it.
about it.
I was fine. I just didn't know.
How
He's a
could you
little
not
salty.
know? How could you not know all
Dude.
of the things that are going on at Daytona?
I know you
Speedweek?
saw some pictures and stuff
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
right.
Look at your
Well, he's
Twitter.
acting's weird.
You like call
TJ,
Denny's
look-
race
TJ,
on Twitter.
No, he had a party. Is that
TJ, NASCAR had a party.
Well,
TJ
I
will
think-
TJ will talk about it. Forget him. So NASCAR should take that party and put it
Sunday.
after the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh,
Celebrate.
man, yeah.
Have a reason to stay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
I guess, we're all so used to race is over, get the hell out of town.
Well, Saturday, the O'Reilly's race didn't end until
Mm-hmm.
like late, like
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
I don't want to go. Listen, NASCAR throws the party, and this is, look, I'm not trying to get in their business, but like on a Friday or Saturday night, I ain't partying.
It's work.
Yeah. Like we're going to race Saturday and Sunday. Like I'm not even driving the damn car, but I'm not going out to raise hell.
It starts
I
Thursday,
want-
really.
I totally want to raise some hell,
I know.
but I ain't going to do it on them nights.
hmm
So if they should have like a party Sunday after the race. Again, start the race at 1. We finish the race, and then they have like a big.
Imagine all the
big-
content that would come out of that.
Oh man, because everybody could cut loose.
Yeah, have fun. It's
Yeah.
over.
That's what they should.
I agree.
This one checked all the boxes. There's been some years, and not specifically the Daytona 500, but just in general, you'll have, there'll be a big moment in a race or something like the All-Star race or whatever, the Daytona 500. You kind of, the Daytona 500, you expect there to be
Celebs.
some badass people
Yeah.
there just because they want to see it, not because we paid them their $10,000 to go. Like they want to be seen. They want to be there to be seen. They had Kurt Russell. How badass was that?
It was awesome.
Awesome. They nailed it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
And I mean, some of the people might have been invited. Some of them might have been paid to be there, but I got the feeling that they all wanted to be there.
It felt
It felt
It did
Yeah.
feel like that.
It felt,
did.
and that's all I need. I don't really need to know what's going on behind closed doors, but it felt genuine. That's all that matters for me.
7:06 a.m. on Monday morning, Sports Center, Daytona 500 highlights.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like the sport was back.
I agree.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Great.
It does
Atmosphere.
It does feel like the sport's back. It does. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
Man, we've sat in this room and just been so miserable.
Yeah, there's been some miserable
It
Tuesdays.
is nice. What are we going to talk about now that there's nothing to complain about? All right, everybody. The 2026 NASCAR season is officially here. And you know what that means? It means new rides, new paint schemes, and another year of unforgettable moments out on the racetrack. And if you want to bring all of that action home, you've got to check out Lionel Racing. They're the official diecast of NASCAR. They've got the largest selection of officially licensed NASCAR diecasts. From race wins to the newest cars hitting the track this season, they've got it all. They're incredibly detailed with the same paint and the same sponsors and same attitude that you see on race day. They're must-haves for collectors and fans alike. And right now, to kick off the season, Lionel Racing is offering free domestic shipping when you use promo code DOWNLOAD26. That's free shipping just for the fans of the Dale Jr. Download. So head over to LionelRacing.com. Make sure to grab your favorite driver's latest diecast and start the 2026 season the right way. That's download 26 for free shipping only at LionelRacing.com. The Ask Junior segment is brought to you by Xfinity. And they are waving the red flag on internet price hikes. And they are raising the green flag for savings. You can get the speed and reliable Wi-Fi you need locked in. One price, 5 years. No surprises. No late yellows. Just a straight shot to victory lane. Just like that, folks, we've got a winner. Xfinity, imagine that. That is their new slogan. Xfinity, imagine that. You know, it says they're waving the red flag on internet price hikes. They've not hiked the prices. I don't see why they're waving. There's no need to wave the red flag. They have not hiked my price.
They're the best.
Yeah.
No need to worry about it.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with my service. We've talked about it before. I'm a customer, and they've gave me more speed over I guess I've been there 6 years now. They gave me more speed a couple times without changing the price at all. It's faster. As they improve the technology and the infrastructure on the street we're on, speeds go up.
You randomly
Price stays the same.
You check your speeds a lot.
They'll email me.
I know.
Your speeds are going up, but calm down. Don't think we're going to charge you.
It's nice to read.
It is nice to read.
Yeah.
So let's get right to the some Ask Junior questions.
First question comes way of Reddit. I saw this conversation. They said if you could build a truck team with 4 drivers, you can't take anybody from Xfinity or Cup, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be your 4 drivers?
Truck drivers.
And I'll let you take
Okay.
truck drivers or ARCO or cars or
Not 18-wheelers.
you-
Not like
18
who's driving my hauler.
If you want Hollywood to be on your truck
No.
team, you can.
I thought that's what you meant, truck drivers.
I'll take Rusty Nail.
I need rubber duck. Let's see.
Pigpen. That was the guy in that movie.
Single streak of lightning. He's a good trucker.
I'll probably throw Caden in there.
Yeah. I think Caden needs another year or two of Cars Tour,
Yeah.
and he'll be ready.
I feel like everyone that's ready for trucks is kind of there now already.
Yeah. Jade.
I was thinking about that.
Jade Avedisian.
Yep.
I forget how to say her last name.
Yeah, that's it.
It's very tough. I think she's got what it takes, and I talked to Corey Day this past weekend, who's raced with her a lot, and he says she's the real deal. So I would get her in a truck. I like, I'm going to lean into the Cars Tour a little bit, and you could pick one. I would just pick one guy, but you could pick one of many between. I know Butterbean's already in the trucks,
Yeah.
But Connor Hall, man, there's a lot of guys in the Cars Tour that could do it.
I
or
mean,
could be
Tristan,
ready.
if you don't count him.
Tristan's good, really good. McKee, Cade Brown. I mean, there's a lot of Cars Tour guys that I think I would be fine and confident putting in a truck.
What about Dirt Series? Any young kids you can think of other than, like Jade? Is there, think any of them dirt guys would be good at putting in there? Like a Bobby Pierce or some of them
Yes,
guys that
yeah.
just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let them try it.
Who was the kid that was the dirt kid on the Dodge deal?
Oh,
They said he was incredible.
they said he was really good.
Yeah.
Like,
What was his name? We got to remember his
shoot.
name. TJ. Because I don't want
I
to.
remember saying it.
Yeah. Somebody somebody
Drive for the seat.
Somebody was calling me saying, dude, this guy's really could do it on the pavement side.
Carson Ferguson.
There it is. Carson Ferguson.
Yeah.
I hear good things about him.
Yeah, I heard he did really well in that deal.
Yep.
Like, and for dirt late model stuff. That's,
Cade Brown, I mentioned him. Yeah, so Jared Fryer, Trevor Ward, they're all late model stock dudes that I think are talented. So I don't know. I think how fun would that be to be, for Dodge to plop all that money down in your lap and say, hey, man, you're going to run 5 trucks and find you a couple drivers, be able to put anybody you wanted in there. And you would definitely, when at the Xfinity level, we're kind of looking for guys that are, proven or we feel like they're already
winning.
They're
winning.
already beyond truck, if you will. But if you're just trying to pull guys out of the the asphalt ranks and some of the dirt ranks, that'd be so much fun.
It would
And
be.
there's so much talent.
Yeah.
But it'd be a fun opportunity.
I would take Carson Ferguson,
Jade.
Jade. it'd be a toss-up between Mike Christopher and Austin Beers.
I do Austin.
Yeah.
Austin's in our fantasy.
He is.
Austin's in our dynasty college football
champion, late
dynasty.
modified guy.
Yeah. How could you not pick him?
I put Austin
And
in
he's
there.
talented.
Yeah, he's champion now.
Yeah. Who else? We got a fourth truck.
I still would just move Caden up.
Okay. Caden Quapple.
I saw that Wilkesboro race was
good.
Was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. We had a couple of people ask this. Back to the trucks. What's your take on Cleetus's truck racing on Friday?
So Cleetus busted his ass off the corner, which I figured might happen. If you watched his test at Rockingham, which I did, he busted his ass off the turn 2, similar situation, and got in the wall with his truck. They cleared him, which is fine. Is he ready to race trucks right now? No. Will he be? Could he be? Yes. I would, if I was NASCAR, I would be doing everything I could to get him better. And what he needs is more ARCA races. He needs to race short track, asphalt. I know he has a track.
Yeah.
But I mean, he needs to do more than Crown Vics and things like that. He needs to go race. I'm biased, but I mean, he could race in the Cars Tour. He could run the Triple Crown for the late model stocks for NASCAR. I don't care. He just needs to be racing more than he's doing it. And he needs to get more experience and get better. I mean, what happened to him at Daytona could happen to anyone, happened to me, could happen to anyone. It could. But I just think that he needs a bigger library of experience so that he can then be better at the truck and go back there and really compete. I want him racing in the truck series. I want him in NASCAR. I want him bringing his followers to our sport. I want him to have success. I want him to have fun. I would say that he might not tell us, but that probably wasn't too much fun, what happened at the truck race, right? So why don't we, as a sport, get behind this guy and surround him with the tools, get him in the sim, get him in the, get him all the experiences we can get him, so that when he does go out there, he knows what he's getting involved in. He knows what's coming, right? And so my feeling is that I don't know that he understands what's about to happen in these situations. We needs to have some inkling, and so we need to do everything we can to give him the support and help. And that's what I would do. If I was NASCAR, I would be giving him, I wouldn't be worried about creating content and making clicks and how can we put him in front of the camera and how can we make a YouTube video that hits 2 million views.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about that. I would be making him a race car driver. He's got the clicks. They're coming. They're there. I would be trying to make him a race car driver. And
all the experience he has up to this point, nothing is close to what that was like at Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen to anyone. Look, he didn't do anything that didn't happen to any of us. But I just don't feel like he's as good as he needs to be, able to come out there and actually have fun and do well and have a respectable result. But look, at the same time, I don't mind they cleared him. I don't think I'm not saying he shouldn't have been out there. He wasn't ready, but he should, they let, Kyle Petty raced in the ARCA series, one of his very first races, and won the ARCA race in 1979. Didn't have much racing experience at all. His dad was like, why are you going to mess around with this short track stuff? If you want to run Cup, just get in a damn Cup car. He was racing in the Cup series in 1980. And he wrecked out a lot of cars trying to qualify for races, but he eventually got it figured out. So I don't know that I don't have like a strict standard in terms of approval and so forth, but I do have opinions about it. I just would be working harder to get him shorten that curve, that learning curve, like speed up his opportunity to be able to learn what's going on. And I watched his in-car at Bristol in the ARCA car, and I'll be quite honest, man. I mean, in the first 30 laps, like he didn't know what was going on or what he was doing. He's not driven around. He's not driven a race car around a short track. He's not. You know, he's ran some Crown Vic stuff and all these different things, and he has fun and it's awesome. But like to get in an ARCA car and go to Bristol, you could tell how he was using the throttle and so forth, that he was very, very inexperienced. So he needs to be racing a lot. And if I was NASCAR, I would be trying to help him get that opportunity to race.
Yeah.
You know?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
This next question, TJ, I think you actually mentioned it before the show started. A lot of people have been asking Bobby Dale ARCA performance, top 10. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did good. He got a run there at the last lap, and he stayed out of
Got
trouble.
a couple cars, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did good.
Yeah, I was surprised that he had the speed he had. It must have been in a pretty decent race car. I wasn't sure what kind of car he got into.
I think they might have did something for qualifying, or he didn't. He did.
He qualified good.
Yeah, but so you know how that ARCA qualifying works?
No.
It's random draw for your group.
Okay.
With 5, but he did good. He jumped. I mean, he did what he had to do to get in there and stuff. I think he dropped to the back at the beginning of the race.
Yeah,
he dropped to the back, but he did that run at the end he took, and I thought he looked good.
Hey, he stayed out of trouble, got a good result.
Yeah, I was happy to see that.
Yeah. So, speaking of Cleetus is talking to LW and Bobby about doing some stuff with him at some of his races down at his track. So I told Cleetus keeps asking me to come down there and race, and I'm like, dude, I'm 51 years old. I don't need to be doing that. But I got a nephew, Wyatt, that would love to. And,
I had Pastrana in the truck race.
Yeah.
And we went over stuff similar to like what Cleetus was in. The bottom out of 4, 2, 3 wide, it's going to be, you got to plan ahead for it because it'll sneak up on you. And we were kind of waiting for some attrition. We were kind of hanging out 5, 10 car lengths behind the pack, and the truck guys did an amazing job. That was a great race with not wrecking, and we kind of planned on some attrition and then taking advantage of that. We never really got a chance to get up there and race it out. But like you were talking about, we went over some of them scenarios, but he still got to go through it. And Travis did a good job.
TJ, what's it like when you spot for someone that doesn't race in the NASCAR series regularly, and you're spotting for him at Daytona?
So going into this week, we got I think Tyler Reif's driving the 42 truck, and I'll get a hold of him this week, and we'll walk through some of them scenarios where the trouble spots are, and you try not to let anything sneak up on him. He's gonna have to feel it and learn it himself, but you want to try to create them scenarios and walk through it before they happen, so he doesn't really get himself in trouble and take himself out of the race.
Yeah. I mean, Pastrana's had some experience behind the wheel of a stock car, running on radial tires and all that. So he had maybe an idea of what he ran into Daytona 500.
He did, yeah.
11th or something.
Yeah.
So, his situation was different. He was better prepared, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, I mean, having a guy like TJ that can walk you through all that kind of stuff is important too.
Yeah, definitely. This next question is, what's a song that puts you in a good mood? And Dale, you can't use your typical, your walk-up song that you always play.
Oh, I can't.
No, that one's off the table.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to have to look at what song puts me in a good mood? Just
like Drink in My Hand, I hear that and I'm instantly just like in a good mood.
Probably Sailing for him.
Why are you picking my song?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
What about you, TJ?
Hey, TJ?
Good mood, huh? Mr. Brightside.
Okay. That's a good one. That comes on at bars and people instantly are singing and gets the vibes going.
I mean, I like a lot of songs.
He does.
Like, I like a lot of songs.
Well, you don't have to pick one then.
George Thorogood. One Shot, One Bourbon, One Beer is a good one. That gets me in the mood. T.I.'s new song, Let 'Em Know.
I'll have to check that out.
It's good.
I did not see that coming.
I did not have that on my bingo card.
I did not see that going.
Dude, it's good. It's like old school T.I.
That's like the rap music I like is like the old school, like 90s, 2000s.
Let 'Em Know is good. Like, it gets me hyped. Gets me ready to go.
Especially like now, like we've had some nice weather. Put the windows down. You just like, man, I just want to go have some drinks.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a playlist on my phone for kind of like it's houseboat rock. instead of yacht rock. It's
Yeah.
houseboat rock. So it's all the same kind of stuff.
Somebody had Come On Eileen. Someone Blame It On My Youth by Blink-182.
Yeah. Oh, the Blink-182 song. My favorite Blink song is "Stay Together for the Kids."
I don't think I know that one.
Oh man, it's hard. That's the video where all the kids are in this concrete home, and there's this wrecking ball kind of crashing through it and tearing it apart, and it's really heavy. The music, stay together for the kids. I like the if I'm being honest, and if I'm able to pick the music and play what I want, I'm gonna play hard punk, screamo, kind of the Wonder Years, Danger Summer, some Blink, Angels and Airwaves, maybe. A lot of Angels and Airwaves songs are good for me. The whole Dreamwalker album is pretty badass.
Yeah, more of a...
None of the stuff that anyone... there's not a lot of people that know or big fans of this kind of music. I mean, there are.
I think they're probably... I mean,
Yeah.
the music you listen to is pretty popular.
I got a controversial statement.
Oh, what?
Oh boy,
I think that Angels and Airways is better than Blink. I'm sorry. I know there's a ton. I mean, Blink is everything to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Massive fans out there, and I am a fan. But I enjoyed Angels and Airways more. Tiny Moving Parts is a good band I like.
I don't think it's that crazy of a take. I thought I was buckling in.
Yeah,
for...
I don't think it's that crazy.
You don't think so?
Not really.
Right.
They're pretty good.
I was hesitant to really put that out there because
they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Somebody said must say surprised at Junior's music choices.
I don't know why people are surprised. I've talked about this at length about my love for alternative music, alternative rock. So I'm a big alternative rock guy from the 90s and the grunge, and really punk and popular current punk and stuff like, Blink and Angels and Airways, which isn't current, but I mean, stuff like that is the closest thing to alternative music that we have today. So it's like where I go, it's just where I got sent there, right, by my interest in alternative music, trying to find something somewhat similar to what that used to be.
TJ, what do you listen to these days?
A little bit of everything. Still, I'm probably not quite as random as him on things.
I'm random, huh?
You run the gamut, Dale. You can. I feel like if someone puts a song on, odds are you're gonna be okay with it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
a
feel
good
like I
habit.
do.
Yeah.
I'm more like, I don't know. I like more classic rock stuff.
I do too. I'm a big Boz Scaggs guy.
Boz.
Yeah, he just came across Lido Shuffle. Okay, what song? I'm gonna tell you right now. Top of my list. Put on, if you can't play the Who song I like.
Eminence Front.
Lido Shuffle. Lido Shuffle is gonna put me in a good mood.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have it. Tell everybody in the office, hey, Dale's in bad
That's
mood.
1976. That's going back. I was 2 when that came out.
Good to know. Another question here. Do you have any irrational fears? Like I have one that I have an 18-wheeler just not going to see me and just
Sorry?
and like an 18-wheeler just going to not see me and just change lanes and.
Oh. Rational fears. I mean, if you have a fear, it's really irrational to you. It'd be hard to figure out what's irrational if you feel like it's a rational thought.
Well, do you have any fears that most would say is irrational?
Oh, no. Do you, TJ?
I don't think so. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have any like that.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
I once had a bloody nose, and then for a while there, I thought I was just gonna wake up in a pool of blood. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that
I don't know. I don't want to. I hesitate to say because maybe they're not too irrational, but I worry. I think there's times when I will say this. I do this. There are times now that I've reached 50, 51, and I see people at my age dealing with some health issues. I've lost some friends that are around my age. I start to worry about the end. I get worried about what is it going to be, and what's going to be the thing that finally takes me out. And so I think back over all of the dumb shit I did. Sitting in there used to be this tiny room in the back of Dad's deer head shop, and it was really small. That's where they kept some transmissions and rear end gears, and we would go in there, and they had a parts washer, and I always every race I would clean the wheel bearings and get them ready and pack them. And you'd go in there and you'd parts wash with no gloves on,
splatter all over you,
getting it all over you. But you got your hands in this stuff, and then we get the brake clean and spray that all over your hands, and then you're smelling it. You get high in there sometimes.
Then you clean your hands with SD20.
Yeah, and I mean, you just thinking. I look back, I'm thinking, what all these chemicals and crap that I've been around that I shouldn't have been around, shouldn't have messed with. Should have been better about wearing gloves and things like that when I was younger. And then I think, well, damn, Richard Petty's, damn 90 years old, raced with asbestos floorboards in his race car, and he's still here.
Mm-hmm.
And you always, I think about all these years I smoked cigarettes, and I didn't have to do that, shouldn't have done that. And even though my doctor tells me, I don't have to worry about it now that I'm well clear of that. And then you got the lady that's, there's a 90-year-old grandmother that's smoked cigarettes all her life.
Yeah, I don't get it.
She's still alive and kicking. So I don't know. I get in my head sometimes and worry like I'm closer to the end than I am the beginning. And Amy will say, just enjoy the day.
Yeah, she's the opposite.
Just enjoy just enjoy it. Just live. And when it ends, it ends. But, why are you going to, she's right. Like, why are you going to sit here and worry about the eventual coming of the end of your life, right? And spend the final, several years doing that instead of just enjoying what's going on. I got my health. I feel great. I feel young. I need to go bebopping around and have some fun.
Lisa says her daughter's got a fear of elevators. Someone else said they have a fear of worms.
Yeah. So I don't
see those. Like those are like.
Well, I have the jewelry phobia.
Oh yes.
It's not a fear. Like I'm not scared of jewelry. I just think it's disgusting. I'm like it's an ick for me.
So did Reddick with the Rolex and ring bother you?
No,
necklace, Rolex, ring.
I don't care if somebody wears it, but I don't. The person my wife that I'm gonna be affectionate with, I'd rather her not have a whole lot of it. It's an ick for me. I can't fix that. I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could turn it off. I wish I could pull that fuse.
Yeah, that's that's a perfect.
It's an ick.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
It's not a fear, but it's more of an ick. And I don't mind it on other people. I don't want people to think, oh, I can't, I'm going to give Dill some complex or being around him. I'm not bothered by it with other people.
Yeah.
But my daughters I can't get in their way. They got their ears.
Be themselves.
Yeah, they got their ears pierced. They wear necklaces and all that stuff. And it's an ick for me, but I gotta let it go.
Last question. I saw, unfortunately, Robert Duvall passed away. Did you ever get to meet him when he was doing Days of Thunder or anything?
No.
Badass
actor, man.
Yeah.
I know he did Days of Thunder. That was awesome. But he was in Lonesome Dove. So I was, Lonesome Dove is an 8-hour miniseries that was on regular television. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at the cast, it's insane. If you've never watched it, I know it's a lot, but I mean, we're bingers now, right? We sit down and watch 8 hours of damn shows all the time. If you haven't seen Lonesome Dove, you need to watch it. It is incredible. It is so, so good. And just some serious heavy hitters in there, and he was one of the lead characters. I remember when I was, I think I was 10th, 11th grade in high school when that came out. And I'm a kid. I'm not, miniseries ain't supposed to be impressionable on me. You know what I mean? I'm not supposed to be diving into a miniseries. I'm hanging out with my buddies or playing video games or whatever, right? But I don't know how I'm thankful that I tripped into watching that show. And I remember going to school and talking about it with my friends, like sitting down in school going, dude, you see last night's episode? Holy it was a good movie. Amy bought me a book about that movie recently. Like that's how much I enjoyed Lonesome Dove. So I was a big fan of his, and then before he was in Days of Thunder.
Awesome. Well,
but man, hey, look, that dude lived to 95.
That's a life.
I mean, if I got, that's 15 more years than I'm expecting. I'm thinking like 80's a good number. If I can get 80, I'll be pretty happy. Anything past 80 is like extra.
And it seemed like he had his fast, but it's not like he was like aging.
Oh,
I can't even believe that. I'm not even halfway there yet, and I feel like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I know that things don't get easy, and I know there's, I was just talking to a fellow this morning that's a lot older than me, and he's like, man, when you get old age is a pain in the ass because everything starts to hurt and nothing works, and doing things that you took for granted is monumental to accomplish. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part, but I don't, I would love to live that long. Golly.
I know.
Man, not many of us will be that fortunate.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what we got this week for us, Junior.
Yeah, that was heavy, man. We got into some
deep stuff.
Deep conversations.
Yeah.
Stop it, Travis.
Asking
those deep questions, man. We got everybody in here pondering their life choices.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like scared of looking for semis on the road.
Someone was like, Final Destinations ruined everything for me.
Yeah.
Is my nose going to bleed here in a minute? I mean,
nah.
Jeez.
I feel like that. I've said this before, but I think our all of our like stories is written. That's kind of how I live life. Like, man, your destiny has already been decided. Like, I don't know.
Sounds like that, Back to the Future line.
It's probably BS, but that way I don't have to worry about it. If I assume that whatever's going to happen to me has already been decided, then yeah, I just get to live blissfully and ignorantly and just kind of go about what I want to do. Keep on partying and having fun. Because somehow the end has already been decided.
Tomorrow could be the last day, so you might as well have fun and drink today.
All right. Fans, Xfinity sponsors the Ask Junior segment. And they're waving the red flag on internet price hikes and raising the green flag for savings. You get the speed you want, reliable Wi-Fi when you need it. One price locked in for 5 years. No surprises, no late yellows. Right to victory lane. That's how we want it. Xfinity, imagine that. We appreciate them for supporting us here. And, yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow, I suppose. We got a great guest coming on. Should we tell them about the guest?
Do it.
I don't think I have enough time to describe why I have this guy coming in here.
I think you could say like 2 words and people would get it.
Really?
You could be like NCAA 26.
NCAA 26. So you'll want to tune in.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, I am too. We are bringing back one of our favorite segments from last year, the Ultimate Racing Collector, presented by Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Lionel Racing, they're your go-to source for all your racing diecast needs. We are big collectors here at the Dale Jr. Download, and you can check out their latest pre-orders at lionelracing.com. We're on the search for the most legendary NASCAR collections, whether it's diecast, sheet metal, trophies, shirts, everything. It doesn't matter. We want to see it. Collectors are going to have the opportunity to submit photos and videos through Dirty Mo Media social posts for a chance to be selected. Videos do a little bit better, but send photos if that's all you got. We'll have a post later this week. Respond to it. And next week, we're going to select the winner. So it's always fun doing that.
It was fun last year to see the different stuff, though.
I know.
Sheet metal, whatever.
I agree.
Yeah, it was.
I agree. All right, it's time for Dirty Modo. This segment of Dirty Modo is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel, they're the premier gaming destination of the United States. Guys, are we gambling today?
We're always gambling.
Are we gambling today?
I have a basketball bet in for tonight.
FanDuel. FanDuel's asking me, do we want to log in? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
All right, I've got a really nice one up today. I'm already one leg down. Switzerland for the win over Italy.
Ooh, Olympics.
Yeah, buddy.
And what? What sport?
Hockey.
Hockey. Nice.
I got a little parlay.
Of course.
That's right.
I hope.
That's right, buddy. It's going pretty good so far. I got rice cooking in the microwave. So there's 3 tennis matches.
Jesus.
Whoa.
This
Saw that coming.
This is a 9-leg parlay. There's 3 tennis matches.
Where's this tennis at?
I have no clue.
This is even better.
But they are all 3 they are all 3 headed towards success. We had Switzerland with the 3-0 win over Italy. Looks like there's another tennis match.
I believe
later
the tennis
today.
is in Doha or Dubai.
Okay, there's another tennis match later today. And then Sweden over Latvia.
Latvia?
Latvia. Sorry. Sweden
Nailed
over Latvia. Surely Sweden's going to win. Can't even pronounce that other team, right?
Latavia?
Latavia. It ain't Latavia.
There's just one person.
It is Latavia.
It's Latvia.
That's Latvia.
Is there a Latavia?
No. I mean,
Okay.
it might be a person's name, but it's not a country.
Then we got Charleston Southern over Gardner Webb. Sorry, Gardner Webb. Florida taking down South Carolina. That'll be they say,
Latavia.
dude. I think South Carolina's got a chance, but Florida, man, they're a heavy favorite. Then New Mexico over the Air Force. Those 9 legs.
What's the odds?
The odds on this this one is minus 200.
Jeez, I was expecting way better.
I've got St. Louis money line tonight, Michigan State money line, Wisconsin money line, and UMass plus 7.5.
One parlay.
4-leg parlay at plus 283.
Not bad.
No Latavia
No
there?
Latavias.
No T. Ravis? You in there?
T. Ravis. Dude, North Carolina got beat by Miami. You believe that?
Yeah, Miami's kind of good.
I didn't expect them to do that. They're playing. They got NC State favored over Carolina tonight.
Carolina suck?
Sorry,
Does Carolina suck?
they were doing pretty damn good for a while.
They just had an injury.
Oh,
Who?
today?
One of their Caleb Wilson.
Oh,
So
unfortunate.
Carolina went from beating Duke, right?
Yeah.
They did beat Duke.
Then didn't they lose like 2 nights later to
That's
Miami.
welcome
Miami.
to college
Yeah. Okay.
basketball.
yeah.
Sorry, sir.
You'll have that.
I'm surely NC State doesn't beat them. They got state favored, so I took Carolina.
That's against all your practice.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm a Carolina fan. I'm going.
I
with my
know.
heart. I'm going with my heart, which
That's
is
what I was saying.
You're not
You shouldn't
supposed
do.
to.
Yes.
Not
You
supposed to do
shouldn't.
that.
You enjoying this, Russ?
Yeah.
Hey,
Russ, what does the predictor say tonight for Carolina and NC State?
It's heavily favored for NC State.
Your predictor said
We're going to need some of them youngins to step up. Not the younger youngins.
your predictor jinxed.
They're all
William Byron.
youngins to me, but with the younger kids on the bench need to get up there and play. Let's go. We got an injury. What are we doing? Come on.
Mhm.
I didn't know about this injury, but that would make sense. Did the U.S. play Germany? They did.
Yeah.
Did they win? Lose. Germany was favored.
USA won.
Dude, that's awesome. They had Germany favored heavily. And I was like, that's not me. I'm not going to pick the U.S. because
Wow,
not
American you
favored.
are.
I didn't
Yeah.
bet Germany either.
Freedom.
Thunderbirds.
I didn't want to lose the prop. So
Well, you just
I didn't
bet for North Carolina.
Well-
They're not.
Zero
Well,
faith
if I
in your
was an I would have bet Germany to win. I didn't.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So I didn't bet it. But I'm glad because now the U.S. beat their ass.
That's
I'm
right.
half German, all right? So I could have bet them and it would have been okay.
No.
Yes.
You had enough.
The good old town of Ildesheim. All 300 people that live there.
Borders Latvia.
Latvia.
All right. None of our bets we gave out last week hit, but that's not any surprise.
That's
typical.
It's super speedway. That doesn't count against
No,
us.
that's typical with this podcast.
Yeah,
It is.
We even
really.
have the expert here, and we still can't do it. Still can't get it right. But we're going to Atlanta, another track where it's almost impossible to pick a winner. Russell, what in the hell should we do? Like what went wrong first with our picks this past weekend?
It's just a product of Daytona and trying to win the Daytona 500.
We had Chase Elliott in the list, and boy, he came close. So we're not complete buffoons.
No,
We're not-
anyone is dual. Like
We're not totally
right there.
We're not totally incompetent. There's some competence. There's a little. You got to look hard, but there's some competence here.
If you didn't watch the race and looked at the results, you would think otherwise.
You got to look hard, but we are competent at this.
Competent.
I think we're gonna start off the weekend though. We're gonna in O'Reilly race. We're gonna bet that Austin Hill, no doubt.
Wow.
Whoa.
Just more motivation for me to somehow figure out how to beat this guy. I might have to go
Well-
drive the fifth car. I think.
Oh,
God.
I'm
Or
rooting for it.
Yeah.
we just kind of put somebody in there to,
Yeah.
hey, when 21 gets outside, just rub him a little bit,
Yeah.
get him into the fence.
Amy told
Hey.
me I should run the Daytona 500 next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was like, what? We were laying in bed Sunday night after the race. She's like, you should just drive it next year. I'm like, hello? Sorry? What'd you say? Are you okay?
There's a lot of momentum in the sport.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, what do we do? Knowing it seems like we know no more about how to pick the winner for this race at Atlanta after Daytona. I don't understand. I don't believe there's anything we could take away from Atlanta.
I don't.
You disagree?
I disagree.
All right.
I think Chase Elliott's a great bet. He was up there. He's going to win.
Well,
He won
yes,
dual.
he's defending winner there.
Jeez.
Won there
man.
last time he was there. I think, he's been there. Hocevar was good at Atlanta last year. He was there in his duel. He was up there at the end of the 500. I think there's some stuff we can go off of.
All right.
Do you think this race with the new nose on the Chevy changes things a little bit, though? Like,
I think where it could change stuff is Ford's dominated there in qualifying. Will we see that continue? They've won every pole there since we've reconfigured this track.
I got a theory.
Okay.
They have won poles, which is all about speed, all about straight out run by yourself speed at the track that's been reconfigured and repaved. What we see, though, at the end of the races isn't a bunch of Fords up there dominating.
Right.
And so as tires age, as the track loses grip, handling becomes more important. Straight line, trimmed out speed is no longer your friend. I feel like that, from what I've heard, if everything's true about the Chevrolet, they not only got, they just made their car that was pretty good last year even better. And so if you like Chase and if you like Hocevar going into Atlanta, you've improved their chances to go out there and get the job done because of the changes to the car. Apparently the car has more downforce but less drag. And those are two things that I don't know how you do that. That's a hard thing to do, is adding downforce while reducing drag.
yeah, it doesn't sound like it
And
makes sense.
Those
does
two
it?
things don't happen at the same time. But it's what they've done, what they've told everybody they've done. So we'll see. I know that NASCAR made a little adjustment to the nose of the Chevrolets right at the 9th hour going into Daytona, but I don't think it's really changed the cars all that much, and the advantage that they may have created by adding, by changing the body somewhat should bode well for a Chase or a Hocevar. How do you feel about that, Russell?
Oh, I'm still for them. Absolutely.
The right side tire is going to change.
This is pretty big.
Yeah,
This just came out.
the construction, that's what's underneath the tread, is similar to changes made for the tires used at other 1.5 mile tracks. It's designed to have more wear. The construction tread combination, the Atlanta tires are only used at Atlanta, but it's a tire that will lean toward, I suppose, what we've been seeing Goodyear do to increase wear at all the other racetracks. I love this. I mean, I know that Goodyear is taking a big risk here without an opportunity to really go there and do a ton of testing to truly understand how this tire is going to react. I know they've probably done a little bit of testing, but it's hard to really simulate what 40 cars out there is going to do.
A race,
yeah. So this is a bold move by Goodyear to try to give us more of what we want.
Love it.
If the cars are now it's going to lose grip. It's losing grip every year we go back. Handling's a premium. We see that at the end of these races. Guys need to be aggressive and changing lanes and so forth and be able to hold that car wide open. And now you're going to give them a tire that supposedly should, in all theory, wear more and lose grip over the course of the run. So you're going to have to dial in the handling on the car. It's going to be important. You may give up a little bit of speed in qualifying. You may see your favorite driver have a poor qualifying or a mid-pack qualifying effort. Don't despair. They could have built that car to race well, and it may cost that speed in the qualifying run. So don't despair if your guy doesn't qualify all that great. It could actually mean that he could have an advantage when he's tucked in that pack 3 wide and no air on the car, and them tires are really pissed off.
And don't judge it by the first stage and stuff either, because a lot of times the cars that qualify good tend to stay up there and work with each other. But once you pit and everyone's on a little different fuel deal there, I hate to say that word, but people up front are going to use more. People in the back take less. They're going to come out in front. And it's going to cycle a little bit. So it should build as the race goes on, and especially have some tire wear.
I agree. What do you think, Russell?
We won't have as much fuel talk this week as we did last week, though.
I agree.
Not as much. There will be some.
I sure as hell hope not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because when you pit, you can't pit here. You almost lose 2 laps when you pit here, right? So, it's not going to be like short pitting or coming early. You're going to run as long as you can, and you're going to want to be more full than not.
No, but even yellow, even after the stage, like there's still longer stops because it takes longer. You know what I mean? You can do tires before you can finish with fuel. So there is going to be some cycling like that.
There'll be some, but it won't be as much of that fuel only deal.
It'll be hard to dominate.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I like the Chase and Hocevar idea in terms of picking a winner. We have some group bets. Let's see what we think of these. Explain to me what these are.
You just pick one driver. They have to finish ahead of the other drivers in the group.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, basically a head-to-head between 4 drivers.
Between 4 drivers? Wow,
yeah.
That's interesting. So we got Stenhouse, Bowman, Priest, and Busher. Who you picking there?
I like Chris Busher.
Oh,
plus 285.
I like Bowman.
Bowman has been strong there. Last race, I mean, he's the reason he secured Chase the win last race.
Yeah, they need to rebound. So he's going to be really smart. They had a terrible finish this past weekend. So he's got to go there and get to the top 10. So while he may, I think his risk assessment will be really good. He's pretty smart and savvy at these types of tracks, talking about Bowman.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably going to go there and just try to lock down that top 10 finish.
I feel like Busher is still hard to beat at that stuff, though.
Yeah.
He's just so good at it.
I'll take Bowman.
What about Stenhouse?
No thanks.
His
just
luck
too
was
much
last
of a
week.
risk.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't know.
He was good there last year too, though.
I
A
know.
lot's changed since last year.
I don't know how that team's doing.
He finished second in the 500.
Okay.
Yep.
Riley Herbst finished what? Top 5, 6, 2?
Yeah.
Is he going to run top 5 at Atlanta now?
I'm
Predictor?
Just asking. I asked.
I take your guy. Take Stenhouse. I'll take Bowman.
Okay.
All right. The next group: Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, and Busher again.
I like Kyle Busch. I liked the speed. I mean, Daytona, but I like the speed out of him.
Yeah, I like Kyle Busch too, I think, in this group.
I'm a Ross Chastain guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
TJ.
I got a group head-to-head
TJ.
pool.
Wonder who I'm
And
gonna
he-
pick. Jeez.
Who you gonna drive into a wreck?
Yeah.
I
More
mean,
like it.
as long as Chase doesn't spin out in front of us, we're pretty good
Okay,
there.
all right.
So, Brett, I mean, the 6 is usually pretty good there.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's far fetched.
Brad's gonna, Brad. You know, you're gonna take Brad. No one's taking Boucher.
On this one.
I have a question. There's a lot of people that are in leagues where you can only pick one driver to win.
Yeah.
Who's a driver that you might want to pick if you're in one of those leagues?
Chase.
Do you want to use them up yet, though?
Oh, you get to pick.
Yeah, you can only pick the driver
Yeah.
once.
Oh, then
That's-
I'll take Hocevar in this race.
Man, this race is such a dice roll. I feel like this is definitely one you throw.
That's why I think
Kind of
I do
not
kinda
that
like
Hocevar's a
Hocevar.
throwaway, but
No,
this is
you
where
don't want to pick a heavy hitter.
I might.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be a McDowell for me.
I was gonna say any Spire car. I feel like.
I feel like McDowell, maybe even a Suarez. Suarez tends to like Atlanta.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's-
could
yeah.
do a Suarez here.
Yeah.
So, just call me
Where
the
did-
predictor.
Jeez. Some good calls, man. All right, Russell, thanks for tuning in today.
Thanks for having
I
me.
appreciate it, buddy.
Good seeing you, Russ.
Tim's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The
Yeah,
Dirty
Tibbs.
Mo Doe segment brought to you by FanDuel, the premier gaming destination in the United States. Hey, everybody, you want the latest Dale Jr. download apparel? Visit shop.dirtymomedia.com. We're always adding new stuff all the time, especially like when we say something silly on this show. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Again, check it out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. Tomorrow's guest for the Dale Jr. Download guest segment. So me and TJ have been playing college football on our Xbox. They kind of jump-started that game after it being gone for about 12 years,
Yeah,
10
it's
years.
been a little while.
Yeah. So it's an incredible game, a lot of fun, and we've got 32 people in our dynasty, and it's very competitive. And you can learn a ton by going out on social media and on YouTube and through
Creators.
through creators, you can learn how to play and learn what moves to make and things to do. And I've seen a lot of guys that have created some really good content on social media. And one guy in particular, he's on YouTube, Mr. Civ
Mr. Civ.
or Civil. He's got 116,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he predominantly does college football content. And he's one of the very few guys that I actually follow on YouTube and social media to try to see if there's some new ideas and things about how to play the game to get better. He's been really successful over the years, winning a lot of tournaments in Madden, back when Madden was on ESPN and all that stuff. And he turned, his little business of content creating into something that's actually profitable for him
Yeah, good
and
for
his
him.
family. He also recently on social media talked about his faith and how that's made a big difference in his life. But I was just curious, every now and then we step outside the racing world to have somebody come in here, and we're content creators. We're always trying to think about how to be great at what we're doing. And I just thought it'd be fun to have a conversation with him to see, what it's like, what the competition's like out there with the work he does, how he stays ahead of the game. You figure that there's a point where you kind of there's it, everything there is to know. So how do you keep your content fresh? I want to talk to him about his faith. He went public with that. What was the decision behind that, and what's the response been there? So might be a fun conversation. He has he has a service on top of his YouTube videos. Like, you can watch everything for free, but he has a Civil Premium where you can subscribe to that. There's 33,700 people subscribed to that where you can get actually some more tips and tricks. So, this guy's turned this into a business.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I chatted with him, did a little, pre-pro interview with him, and interesting guy. I'm looking forward to this.
I am too. So that'll be the interview this week. It's a passion. He shares a passion for a video game that me and TJ like to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're going to bring him into the room and talk to him.
He's easy to follow.
Yep. And so that should be a fun one. Thanks for joining us today in the Arby's studio. Don't forget about Arby's new Meat in 3 box. You get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats.